Attention ninth graders and parents. Your path to college success doesn't start with the application. It starts right now in your very first year of high school. If you want to eliminate stress later and maximize your options, stick with me, the school counselor Yogi, for the 3 essential goals you must accomplish this year to be college ready. I'm Ms. Fink, a certified Florida school counselor. After 15 years, I know exactly what separates the prepared students from the panic-stricken ones. Let's begin with those freshman year 3 essential goals. Let's start with goal 1, grades. The absolute most important thing you should be doing as a 9th grader is focusing and concentrating on making good grades. When I say good grades, I mean A's and B's, and depending on which university you want to go to, more A's than B's. Some of you took high school classes in middle school, like maybe algebra, foreign language, Spanish 1, French 1. Those classes are high school courses, and they count on your high school transcript and in your overall high school GPA. So now is the time to start focusing on those grades. I've seen too many times where students wait and they don't take their grades seriously until senior year or the end of junior year. They start asking questions. And a lot of times, unfortunately, in those situations, it's too late. Now, those students can always go to their local community college or state colleges with a high school diploma, but a lot of times they maybe had their sights set on a particular university and now it's a little too late. So absolutely, by far, grades are the most important thing you should be focusing on. I just want to touch on GPA calculations. So for Bright Futures scholarships, which is a free, I tell students it's free money, but you do have to earn it academically. So for Bright Futures and for university admissions, they calculate your GPA using your core weighted GPA. So the difference between unweighted and weighted, let's say you are in a regular English class, non-honors, just regular English 1. If you receive an A in that class, that's weighted at a 4.0. If you receive a B, 3.0. If you receive a C, 2.0. If you receive a D, 1.0, and an F, 0.0, which would be horrible for the GPA, obviously. So let's say you take English 1, but this time honors. If you receive an A in that class, it will be weighted at a 4.5, B 3.5, C 2.5, so on and so forth. Let's say as time goes on, you take some AP and dual enrollment classes, which you should, as long as you're doing well academically, and you receive an A. Let's say you take English language in AP English language in 11th grade. You receive an A, that's weighted at a 5.0. Dual enrollment is the same way. So you can see if you take the harder, more challenging courses and you do well in them, not only does Bright Futures like it and it helps you check that box, but the universities really like it because they say, hey, this student, they're already taking high-level classes and they're doing well. The likelihood of them doing well at our school is high. So yes, you are admitted. That's how it typically works. Let's say you've already made, let's say you're 10th grade and you've already made, a C in the past. If you made a C in a high school class that you took in middle school, you can actually make up, or it's called grade forgiveness, retake that course. If you make a D or F in high school in classes, you can recover those grades. The message with grade recovery is you do not want to make a habit out of that. You want to do that no times or at the most one time. So then you would need to come up with a plan to not let your grade fall that low again in the future. Okay, test scores. I always tell my students, and it's true, as long as you are making A's and B's and you're challenging yourself, at least in honors classes, and then at least sprinkle in some AP and dual enrollment classes, I promise you the test scores will follow. So, because you do have to check that box as well on the Bright Futures scholarships, and many of the universities like to see strong test scores as well. Okay, so that's it for goal 1, which is grades. Moving on to goal 2, activities. So overall, grades and test scores are definitely the most important categories to concentrate on, but there is a big focus too on activities. So the main message here is depth over breadth. Colleges and universities don't want to see that you're in 20 different clubs. They want to see that you are passionate and hopefully taking on some sort of leadership role within your passion. So whether it's sports, music, clubs, even community involvement, maybe you're somehow a leader even in your church. For students who have to work, maybe they have to help, provide an income for their family. Colleges look at that too. And maybe you're, a shift leader or some kind of assistant manager. Just something that shows you are passionate and you know how to lead. The reason they like this is because when you go to their college or university, they want to know that you are going to be involved in campus life. And maybe you could be a leader of a club on their campus. They want to see that you're not only going to be taking their classes and doing well in them, but that you are going to be an active, vibrant student on their campus. They want their campus to be fun and engaging, as well as, with the huge focus on academic life. Okay, and for homeschool families, you would just have to create a long-term portfolio showing consistent community service or leadership, which could be done in many ways. So, and if you ever need help with ideas, feel free to message me. All of my information is in the description on this video. Okay, moving on to goal 3, strategic and financial planning. It actually begins now. So first, you should start some career exploration. College Board, who administers SAT and AP exams, they have a really good big future career assessment tools online, but you could go through me for your career exploration, and as I use state-of-the-art software with College Planner Pro. So, and I have obviously, lots of years experience helping students, guiding them, walking through the career interest inventories and things like that. Now is the time to have a family discussion on finances. Students and parents should sit down, talk about, do you have a college savings plan? Do you have the Florida prepaid? Is there money set aside? Or are you gonna have to take out loans? Are you striving for big scholarships like Bright Futures? So all of that needs to be talked about now if it hasn't been talked about already. I would recommend definitely get to know your school counselor. For homeschool students, we have a director here in our county in Florida. But anyone, homeschool, private school, public school, I know our public school counselors can be very overwhelmed. They are assigned too many students a lot of times. So I am here also as a resource for those who need it. I not only hope you find these videos helpful, but if you need even more in-depth help, please reach out to me. Okay, and finally, scholarship planning, especially Bright Futures here in Florida. I've already said it, but Bright Futures is so big. It covers 100% of tuition to the 12 public universities within the state of Florida. And it usually covers a lot of the tuition for a lot of our private schools here in the state as well. So, and I know some neighboring states like Alabama and Georgia, they actually will honor Bright Futures as well. So you always just need to reach out to the university you're looking to go to and see how that looks with Bright Futures. Okay, so nail those 3 goals and you eliminate the chaos of the college application process later on. You don't just achieve success, you achieve it calmly. If you found this strategic guidance helpful, please hit that subscribe button. And if you want the full roadmap, click the link below to download my free College Ready Blueprint. It includes my ultimate 9th grade timeline and a financial aid checklist. Next week, we're back on the mat for some desk yoga to beat that screen time fatigue. I'll see you there.